Hi YouTube, welcome back to the channel, and it's 33s and 45s again today, and this is another pickup video rather than a showcase of anything in particular. So, as you may or may not know, I was down at my folks a while back, and on my road to recovery, as it were, I popped into the vintage record shop in Barnham. And I picked up one thing, and unfortunately when I got it home, it wasn't what it said it was. Basically, it was Boys Don't Cry by The Cure, and when I got it out, it was actually the Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks. He said bollocks on YouTube. Oh no! Turn off now! But no, so anyway, the chap was very good about it. I took him back. And he basically said, you know, do you want anything else? And I said, I haven't. Well, there were a couple I saw beforehand. I didn't get them at the time, but because I wanted to get that more. But I did get these that I'll show you in a second. And I can never pronounce his name properly. It's John Michael Jarre, or John Michael Jarre, right? Or Jimmy Jarre, as a lot of people would like to say. John Michael Jarre. Right, anyway. Fuck it. However you say his damn name, I'll never be able to say it. So it is. There we are. So Equinox. And we have Oxygen. Now, these don't come with any inserts as such. Just a standard paper. And it's just a normal black vinyl, so I won't dig them out for you too much. But this is a guy that was around in the 70s when synth was a new thing, and he basically did his tunes in parts, if you will, a bit like you know, Beethoven or Mozart might do. You know, be a fourth movement and a fifth movement and a sixth movement or whatever. So he did that, and there's, you know, various parts. If you have a look at the back, if you have a look at the back on that one for argument's sake, it does tell you. So yeah, so part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. I'll show you the back of the other one just for the sake of it. So yeah, but anybody that knows anything about sort of electronic music as in its infancy will know about this guy. He was very famous for doing a concert, and they actually showed this on TV. And I don't know if those of you that will know might know who I'm on about. If you remember Max Rebo in Star Wars, he had this sort of like circular keyboard layout, and he had just that. And I think he had a, you know, like a swivel chair to get to where he needed to get to. Right, and about 3 or 4 layers up, and he'd set it up so that as he played, there were these fountains and lights going off in time with what he was playing, responding to the keys he was pressing. So that was quite cool, I thought, and I would have loved to have seen that live. That would have been pretty amazing. I suspect the novelty after half an hour or so might have worn off, but I suspect he had some bits for some songs, some bits for other songs, and you know, I don't know, because as I say, I wasn't behind the keyboard doing it. But anyway, that was those two. They cost me $7.50 each, right? I think it was anyway, something like that. So I thought that was a good deal for 2 LPs. I've had a look at them; they look fine. Yeah. Now this other bit that I've got is my mum and dad had some more singles that they found in the garage. Now, a lot of them are tatty, a lot of them don't have sleeves, but I thought, yeah, they're nice ones to have. And they said, you know, you have what you want. Oh, no, I'm not going to be greedy, because a lot of them, I'm sure Mum will listen to, right? And even if Dad doesn't, you know, and I said, you know, are you happy for me to have these? And they said, yeah, that's not a problem. So, I'll just basically show you. Now, the first one is Imagine by John Lennon on the Apple label. Right, it's got Working Class Hero on the back, so that's that one. If you don't know these songs, right, you know, a lot of them are before your time, well, some of them even before my time, but, you know, do go and have a listen, yeah, check them out, expand your musical knowledge. Even if you don't like them, you might find something similar that you do like. I don't know. Yeah, so we'll do these ones in a minute. There's other ones I've got here actually that I've forgotten about that I brought at a record shop. So I'll show you those in a minute. Right, I got this plexi disc which came from Lookin'. Yeah, and it's the Jets, Crush on You. Now, some of the younger ones of you may remember that Aaron Carter, who was the little brother of one of the Backstreet Boys, I think it was, he did a cover version of it. He's only about like 8 or something, so it's ridiculous, you know. Anyway, oh, it's a bit of novelty. It's a you know, a wibbly wobbly disc, and it's not damaged, so it should play all right. Then we got Spandau Ballet, which is Muscle Bound. Can't remember what that sounds like, but I thought, well, it's Spandau Ballet. I haven't got it in my collection. Yeah, if I don't like it, I can always pass it on. So there's that one, and it's got, what's it got on the back? As I say, you can see it's pretty tatty. But the B-side is, oh, Glow. Can't say as I know what that sounds like either. But there we are. So that's that one. Another out of box one. I can't tell what it is. Can anybody help me? Well, anyway, it's Wings. Yeah, you've got Silly Love Songs on one side, and on the other is Clock of the House. Now, again, for those of you that don't know, Wings were the band that Paul McCartney formed when he originally split up from the Beatles. And, yeah. No idea what it sounds like, but it's Wings and they were quite good. Talking of the Beatles, we got this one. Now, this isn't actually done by them. It's sort of a sound-alike band, I think. Right? And it's just a melody thing. You got Magical Mystery Tour, All You Need Is Love, You Got to Hide Your Love Away, I Should Have Known Better, Hard Day's Night, Ticket to Ride and Get Back. And then the B-side is I'm Happy Just to Dance With You. Now, I don't know if that's by them as well. Yeah, I don't know if, although it's got the Beatles on there, I don't know if it's actually them on it. I'd have to have another listen just to remind me. Because, as I say, there were Pickwick and people like that. They did all these songs and re-released them, and especially when it came to kids. So they take something by the Sweet and tone it down. And then, you know, different singers and that, and make it a bit lighter and happy and all the rest of it. And they slap it on a single so the kids could get into it. Now, this record is... it's apparently, according to my mum anyway, the first song that I ever listened to off the radio, and they bought it for me because apparently I was jumping up and down like an idiot to it, right, and absolutely loved it. And it is Lieutenant Pigeon with Mouldy Old Dough. Yeah, and on the backside, the backside is The Villain. So I did listen to some of their other stuff, and it's all very, very, very similar. All very, very similar. But I know that I did like this one at the time, and I think it still sort of stands up. It's a silly tune, but if you ever listen to it, you'll probably understand why a 3-year-old me would like it. Anyway, that's that. And finally, from this little bit, this one is by The Who. Right, I knew I had one in there. It's a very tatty sleeve as well. Don't know if it will play, but hopefully it will. And yes. And this was this was one of mine because I remember having it in my collection. You Better You Bet. Because when I was a kid, somebody gave me a whole bunch of records and they disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. Obviously, some of them stuck around, but there were a lot that I would have probably kept because you had Sergeant Rock by XTC and you had Cars by Gary Newman in there. And I really wish I'd kept them, but for whatever reason, they went walkabout. Still to this day, do you know what happened to them? They may be in another box out still in the garage. I don't think so, because I think my folks have been through everything now. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. And it's just what I remember playing. I had one of these little, bit similar to my old record player that I used to have up, that red GPO thing that I think you've seen. And yeah, that was that kind of style, you know, sort of like in a carry case, so you take it around with you. And if I remember rightly, you had to put a penny on the arm to play certain records. Anyway, so that's those. And yeah, these last three, I tell a lie when I said it, from a record shop. They're not from a record shop. They're from I can't remember the name of the blooming place. Chalcroft Charity Centre. Quite a big sort of warehouse. Yeah, and they've refitted it and everything, all one level. I suspect it's probably actually an old factory. But anyway, I've been there quite a few times, and they do singles for £1 each. So I thought I would have a ganders. Always do when I go in there, just in case. And they have the albums, I think, are like £1.50 to £2, something like that. Anyway, I'll dig these out for you. First one is Handled with Care by the Travelling Wilburys. Now, I wasn't massively into these, but I do like this song. It's probably the best song they did on, I think it's the first album that they came up with. And you can see it's quite a number of famous people. You got Roy Orbison, Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty. No, hang on, that's Roy Orbison, isn't it? I've got this round the wrong way. Bob Dylan, I think, and George Harrison. Anyway, there we are. You work out which one's which. I should have known there wasn't Orbison the first one because the glasses are different. But yeah, that's not a bad record. The other one's called Margarita. Never heard it. Probably don't want to hear it, but I like the one song, so £3. Why not? The next one is Lovebug Starsky with Amityville. And yeah, it's sort of loosely based around the films, you know, The Haunted House. And you've got, what's his name? What's this guy's name? Trying to remember who his name is. Oh, Bela Lugosi, I think Lugosi his name is. And he's played a lot of the classic horror characters, like he played Igor. I think he did The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He did, I think he did Dracula, and a number of other ones. Anyway, so he's doing those sort of voices on there. But for some bizarre reason, they've got somebody doing Captain Kirk and Spock and Scotty, which makes no sense, right? And as you say, it's a bit outwardly worldy, you know, aliens, whatever, blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's a bit strange. But I do like the tune, and it's early 80s. Well, house music, I suppose you'd say. Electronica anyway, right? You know, lots of keyboards and sound samples and all that kind of thing. And yeah, and it's got a bit of rapping on there as well. So I like it. And the final one is, and most people should know this one, Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan. I Feel For You, which was, even though it says it's produced by Arif Mardin, that was actually made by Prince. This is one of his aliases. So I believe he was certainly involved with it. Because he has, I think he's did perform it a couple of times on his tours. Chinatown, I don't know. But that's a good record. Again, it's that sort of like 80s dance stuff. And she's got a good voice. Yeah. Anyway, that is it. That's an awfully long video, I know, and a lot of waffling, so I apologise for that. But if you like any of this lot, please do let me know. You know where. Is there anything you would like me to go into in more detail? Then obviously please tell me, because I can elaborate if you want to know more about the group, what other stuff they've done, bloody blah, all the usual nonsense that I put up. Yeah, you can let me know, and I will do that for you quite happily. So, I am going to leave it there. I'm videoed out for today. I've done far too many, and I'm making like a badger in heat. What the fuck does that even mean? Anyway, I'm going to shut the fuck up now and leave you in peace. But do put a like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, there's probably plenty more videos coming up soon enough. So until then, I'll catch you later. Ta-ra! Ow, my fucking neck, bitch. Ah, fuck. Ah, you fucking whore. Ah. Get in the fucking envelope, you win it. And yes, I'm the leftist deliberately right. This is what happens afterwards. Will it take? Oh, fucking somebody nuts. Hey, chair. Chair. Come out. Chair. Beep, 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 beep. Come on, you fuck. Get through the door. Beep. Woo-hoo. Right, that'll be. Bye.